Okay, so Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia finally signed the contracts to fight on April 15th. We're still waiting on the networks, but this is great for boxing.
Boxing.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. So, excellent news, although we are still obviously waiting for the networks. That's very important. The fight has not been fully confirmed, but I'm pretty confident, as I've been confident that these fights are going to get signed. So Tank Davis will take on Ryan Garcia in Las Vegas on April the 15th. This is at catchweight, 136 pounds, so it's 1 pound above the lightweight division. Cap of 135 pounds, which, to be honest with you, at this point I don't really care. Just get these guys in the ring. However you have to do it, I don't really care anymore. I don't usually love catch weights, but if that's what it has to take to get these gentlemen to square off in that squared circle, then I'm all about that. So this is really excellent for boxing because we are having a great year so far. There's been some really good fights, but towards the back end of last year, we had a really good last year up until a lot of the negotiations broke down on all the big fights, and it really put a damper on it really. But this is excellent. It's February. There's a super fight being made right now, and that is this one, Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. Huge commercial super fight. It really is. This is a big crossover fight. Ryan Garcia is obviously the social media icon. He's got millions of followers. Tank Davis is an absolutely supremely elite, gifted talent who's been knocking most people out, and he's got his power versus power, speed, skill, all of the above. This is going to be a tremendous fight. And like I said, it's great for boxing. It gets the casuals more involved, because as though I speak to either, but whether it be in the gym or kids that I train, the casual boxing fans just cannot get their head around why these fights aren't getting made, and I don't blame them really. When it's boxing, and probably mainly boxing is like the only sport. Obviously it might happen a bit in MMA. I don't follow MMA that much, but boxing, where you have two of the best fighters in the division that sometimes, or more often than not, don't fight each other, and the casuals just do not get it because of obviously money, politics, networks. They're not privy to all these little bits of information that most boxing fans know about. So it's relieving, because that we need them in the sport. The hardcore fans like you and I, we will keep the sport going forever. No matter how dire the sport is, I'm gonna watch boxing. I love it. And I'm assuming most of you do too, but it's the casuals in the middle. We really need to push it. That's what gives it that crossover appeal and gets it on the big networks, the big stage, gets other people eyes on the sport, and gets that excitement. We need that, and I hope we get these networks to really confirm that this fight is on. I cannot wait for this. I'm going to do a mini fight breakdown in this video at the end of this video, but I just wanted to share my excitement because I've been very optimistic about this year and the fights we're going to get. We just need Tyson Fury to find his pen, yeah? Because at the moment, he's just he's holding up those negotiations. There's no two ways about that from what it seems. I don't personally follow the negotiations myself, but the channels that I do, I trust very deeply, and it seems like Tyson Fury is holding this up, and we could quite easily get a ton of absolutely fabulous fights this year, from the Fury Usyk, from Beterbiev to Bivol. I know Beterbiev's going to be pushing for that fight. Devin Haney and Loma, we're going to see that one, I'm sure of that. Spence and Crawford, to be honest with you, I'm not going to hold my breath if they do want to do that at some catchweight. I'm all about it, but like I said, the super fights, these big fights, are essential for boxing. They really are. And this one is going to be a good one. Let's get into a mini breakdown. Okay, so right off the bat, without doing a whole heap of film study, I would I would favor Tank by a stoppage, probably mid to late rounds. I think his skill, obviously his power, his footwork, Ryan Garcia's got some serious flaws with his footwork, especially when it comes to getting his foot position against the southpaw, which he's had massive issues with in the past. And it's almost like it doesn't even occur to him to really even do it, or try to do it, or even understand how to do it or what it does. Because when you get that foot on the outside, it creates leverage for your backhand, and it gets you to exit on the weak side too. But it also disables Tank from lining up his backhand, and which is, I think, is going to be the most important shot. When Tank does his level changes, drops down, and he's got an opportunity to really nail Ryan with a similar punch that he caught Rolly with. I do wonder about Tank's uppercut, because unless maybe they're in close quarters, but from the uppercut from the outside, or maybe catching him with a counter uppercut, I think the height difference might be an issue with that. And Ryan Garcia likes to pull out up too, so I think there could be a bit of a distance thing with that Tank left uppercut. But nonetheless, Tank's got an arsenal of punches. His right hook's pretty dangerous as well. Ryan Garcia himself, he's obviously got power and speed, and that's what makes this fight so exciting, is both these guys can realistically chin each other in the drop of a hat. Garcia has dropped his last two southpaws hard with that left liver shot. Beautiful body shot. He's got some dynamic punching. They both do. I mean, Ryan's is more speedy and, like, I don't want to say explosive, because Tank's is too, but Tank's is that hard power, and it is, don't blink for this one, because you could miss an absolutely spectacular knockout. But for now, I think for me the difference would be Tank's skill set, just his pure natural ability, his footwork, obviously his power, his fight change, his patience too. I think this could be a fight of patience. It could be a fight of who's willing to take more risks. And Tank's patience is amazing, because he's the star. He's got people, he can pack out arenas. I was actually at Barclays to see him win his first world title against Pedraza. And that was years ago, and he was adored that night. He came out to an absolutely massive standing ovation, and obviously left with a standing ovation. It was an incredible night, and he's got a huge fan base, but he still manages to keep everything really patient, even though he's got power and all the ingredients you would think for a fighter to be like, I'm gonna go out there, I've got the crowd on me, I've got power, blah, blah. He keeps it cool. He waits for his opponent, and he makes those timed shots seem effortless sometimes. It's a joy to watch. He's a fantastic fighter. I've loved watching Tank for years, and I've enjoyed watching Ryan Garcia to a lesser extent, but I always enjoy the fast, twitchy, power shots he's able to throw, the speed as well. He does have more flaws in his game, and I'll do a more detailed fight breakdown when I can really refresh my memory and do a bit more of a detailed film study. But let's wait for the announcement fully for these networks to get themselves together, and when it does, that is an absolutely great thing for boxing to have this fight penciled in. April the 15th, Las Vegas. I can't wait for this one. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this fight. Who you picking? Why? Keep it respectful. Peace and love. I'm out of here, boxing on the edge.